how does it feel to be head coach heading into Frozen Four? I mean, is it different from last year when you were the assistant? How are you handling this?
Obviously, the responsibility is a little bit different, but generally the same. Obviously, with the group we have here, again, a very special group here that's focused and hungry to win. And again, we're coming off a weekend where, we had some success, but a lot had to do with the way we played. And again, this week of preparation is going to be the same as far as what we did previous of that week in Cincinnati. And we need to make sure that we prepare the right way for Tampa.
What's this week like, kind of having a week off game-wise between the regionals and the Frozen Four?
Well, again, it's one where there's a little bit more time to prepare, and again, you got to make sure that you use your time wisely, and part of that is getting a little bit of rest and charging the batteries again to have that last weekend of the year. And again, this is what we strive for, to play in the last weekend of the year, and we got to make sure that we prepare for that. We'll drill down on some system work that we want to get to, but again, it's going to be something where we're going to balance the rest to practice time going forward.
Have you been in contact at all with Hack? Following this, has he given you any advice? What's that? What are those conversations?
No, it's basic. I've been in conversations. It's basic. Good job, good luck to you, kind of basic things like that. Nothing really, groundbreaking or whatever. It's just catching up on both sides of it and staying in communication. So,
with the large incoming freshman class that you had, when you started this season, obviously the goal, and you've said it all along, the goal is to get to this point and win a national championship. Seeing these freshmen kind of come along throughout the season, what's that been like for you?
Well, it's been, I feel very grateful to be, part of this group, and I love seeing them getting better every day, and that's what they are. They're getting better every day. But the biggest reason why they are is because of our leadership group. Our one captain, our 5 assistants, and the other core leadership group players that aren't wearing a letter in a locker room that are juniors and seniors. They're a big part of helping our younger group grow, and again, we're seeing this at this time of year.
You've been here for a good amount of time since the last national championship in 2000. What maybe, and you've seen the Frozen Fours since then. What makes this group maybe different that allows them to maybe get to that next level and get the championship?
I think the way they play, that nothing phases them. We've been in games where we haven't scored the first goal, and statistics prove that you score the first goal, a good chance you're going to win. I think you look at the Northeastern game, they score a goal right away off the hop, and no big deal. The guys just hunkered in, they believed in what we did, and it's that kind of that even keel approach. That there's no panic and just play the way we do. And this is what we have to do is play our game to the strength that we can. And we know all the different teams we're playing, and again, they have a lot of different strengths that they bring to the table. We got to make sure that we accentuate what we do.
What is it about this group that you feel why they can be successful in these big games and these win or go home situations?
Well, I think it's because we've been there before a little bit too. I go back to the pain that we had the last couple of years, the game against Minnesota, 0.6 seconds, and again, being close but not there. And again, last year, playing against Jack Eichel and the BU Terriers, that are a very good team, that we were there, we're close again. And again, we have a lot of guys that have been through this, and a lot of guys have been through a lot of pain, and there's a hunger there. There's an urgency to finish something that we started here a long time ago, and again, you can see it in their eyes and the way they play.
For some of these freshmen that haven't been to the Frozen Four yet, are you guys talking about what you guys went through the last couple of years and how hard it is to lose those games, or do you guys not mention?
Yeah, well, we bring up different specifics of that. Obviously this is the ultimate goal we want to get to, is the Frozen Four and win a national championship. And again, that is set in meetings in August before we get going, but there's a process there that has to happen. And again, we call it checking off boxes, and there's a bunch of boxes that we've already checked off this year. And again, you just don't say you want to get to the national championship game, because there is a process. And again, our guys have done a good job of keeping everything in perspective, keeping things even keel, and having that workmanlike mentality. And again, that's what we're going to have to do this weekend to check that final box.
No Frozen Four game is easy. Obviously, the teams are good if they've gotten to this point. Does it make you feel a little bit more comfortable you playing a team that you've seen before?
Yeah, and again, obviously this is a team that's a rival within our league, and again, it's been pretty balanced throughout the year as far as those games. The biggest thing for us is obviously knowing what they do, but the biggest thing, like I said before, is accentuating what we do as far as making sure that we play the game that we have to bring. And again, I think you saw that in Cincinnati, the way we have to play.
How much? Go ahead.
The guys earlier said, you know, they talked about Denver and the fact that you've played them so many times already this year. Do you do anything different with them in this game, or do you just keep coming at them like you have all year?
Well, like I said, we'll make some adjustments how we want to do it. Obviously they're driven by a big line there that provide a lot of offense that came alive in the second half of the year for them. And again, we'll have to know exactly when they're on the ice and do different things according to that. But we don't want to get on track on what we do. Obviously, if you get caught up with the other team to a certain degree, then you leave your A game not at home, and you got to make sure you play the way you want to do. So I think it's about playing up to our strengths too, and making sure that we get caught up in what we do.
Does it help having last change?
Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. And again, that's what, one of the boxes that you check on getting home ice for the playoffs is getting a top seed, and by getting a top seed, you get the last change, and I think it's a big deal. I think you get the matchups that generally you want, and obviously there's different things that go on in a game where you can match and you can do different things, but you earn that right as being a higher seed to get that last change.
Did that help last week in the Midwest region?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It gets to the changes where you want, D-zone face-offs, O-zone face-offs, different things like that. Obviously it's a big deal.
Do you prepare any differently with like the humidity and different weather that you guys are going to be around in Florida than say in your normal season up north?
No, I don't think so. We've played in venues all over the country that are pretty warm inside, and again, our guys do a good job, and we talk about hydration and preparation and different things like that within our players, and it is what it is right now, and again, I think I know our guys are going to be ready as far as preparing themselves and making sure that that's not a factor.
You never want to jinx it, but are you looking ahead at all past Denver? I mean, if you hope to beat Denver, who you want to see in the final?
You know what? I was standing at this podium 2 weeks ago, and you guys asked me about the Cincinnati Regional, and all I said was all we're looking forward to is that Friday afternoon game, and it's no different than right now. It's the 8:30 start time on Thursday in Tampa Bay. That's the only game we're looking at. And again, obviously, we talk about it openly about winning a national championship, and that's a goal of ours. But you got to get there, and again, the only way of doing that is winning that game on 8:30 on Friday in Tampa.
You guys have some of the best fans in all of college hockey, if not the best fans. You expecting a lot to maybe show up in Tampa, give you a little bit of a home ice advantage in that game?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what, we have a very special group here in North Dakota, in our locker room, and part of that, our family is our loyal and passionate fans that come from everywhere in droves all over the country. They were in Cincinnati, they were in Minneapolis, they were everywhere, and again, that's something that's special to our group, and we know they're going to be down in full force.
When you started the hockey academy here, your first group going through was probably some of these guys, some of the local kids. What's it been like to follow that progression to now them leading you to the Frozen Four?
It's very humbling. It's something that it's very humbling. These guys have worked their tails off to get to where they are, and I think it's a group that hung around each other, that push each other, that are committed to trying to be the best that they can, and that's a big deal for us. We're fortunate to get high-end players from all over the country, but to put yourselves in that category, and you're from Grand Forks, North Dakota, or East Grand Forks, or Devil's Lake, or any region around here, to play for North Dakota, that's a special privilege, and these guys have worked their tails off to do that, and that's why I think this is an extra special group, because we got a group around here that has a chance to do something special, and again, they grew up as little kids wanting to wear that jersey, and again, to get to where they are right now and hopefully capping it off the way we want to do it, that's pretty special.
Is this kind of the result of your vision when you started the hockey academy? Did it play out as
No, you know what, you never kind of know what's going to go on in your future as far as where you're going to be in the next 5 to 10 years or whatever, but all I knew is that genuinely that there was a need to try to have a venue or a place for the young kids to push themselves and to train, and again, that was just kind of a short-term goal. Now, obviously, the long-term side of it was them getting to North Dakota, and again, I think it has a lot to do with having guys that have goals in front of them and that have a genuine hard work ethic.
Take us into the locker room that night. You're 2 minutes before game time with Denver, what do you say to the guys? What do you say to Drake and Paul and these guys?
I can't tell you. No, you know what, it's going to be from the heart. Like every conversation, like every speech is, and again, it's from the heart, whether it's myself, Dane Jackson, Matt Shaw, you know, it's coming from the heart, and our guys, you know, when they speak, it's from the heart, and again, you know, that message, you know, it'll resonate, and again, it'll be from the heart.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Thanks, Coach.